Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Channie, and today we're watching Frogs I Think You Will Like by Lindsay Nikole. This was a video recommendation through Twitch, and we're actually reacting right now live on Twitch. So do come join us on twitch.tv/chanzonia, and let's just get to it. Let's see the frogs that we might like.
Check out this shirt. Damn, I love frogs. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say you do too, because you clicked on this video. So you must feel at least above neutral about frogs.
See frogs and see how many of them.
Introducing some cute frogs is actually one of the first things I did when I started making TikToks in 2020. I think the first video was tardigrades, then it was some deep sea specimens, and then it was the frogs in this video. And that video did pretty well. Granted, I gave about like 5 seconds of information for each frog, so I decided it is time to present them in a slightly longer format, giving you a bit more than 5 seconds of information per frog. So sit back and relax while I introduce you to some frogs I think that you will like. Also, I finished the setup. I've gotten a lot of comments about the base not being in the video anymore. It literally doesn't fit. This frame is way too fucking big, so got my little travel guitar here instead. Maybe the bass will make an appearance in a later video, now that we all have the same understanding.
Now I want to see the bass.
It's not going to look like it fits. With that being said, let's get the general information out of the way. Frogs are amphibians, and as you probably know,
I know that much.
Notoriously need water. The word amphibian literally means living in both water and land. You can kind of think of them as the first group to emerge from the vertebrate transition from water to land. Remember the lobe-finned fish to tetrapods that we talked about?
Yeah.
And so,
well, not yet because I didn't watch that,
but
but
on the water for various aspects of their
evolution,
bodies and lifestyles. And even though some of these early tetrapods eventually evolved into forms that didn't really rely on water,
oh my god, what is that?
Lifestyle just so happened to be successful enough to survive and evolve in its own ways over hundreds of millions of years. One of these amphibious innovations was
evolution.
The frog form. The earliest record of the frog shape comes.
There's a specific frog, I think it has yellow dots, and it's really like poisonous. I don't know the name of it, but I remember it vividly. Yeah. Does anyone know the name of it? And it's like attracting predators because like, oh, pretty colors. Look at me, I'm here. But it's actually a tactic to lure you in because they're like, you would assume they're just pretty and cute, but they're actually poisonous. Poison dart frog? I'm not sure. Maybe she'll mention it, but possibly that. It sounds like it could be that. Otherwise, I'll look it up and put a picture of it on the screen.
From an animal that was alive in the Triassic period, called Triatobatrachus, alive about 250 million years ago.
Is it yellow and black? Yes.
It's yellow and black. Appeared much later than this. Scientifically called a neura, somewhere between.
So pretty. Look at the yellow one. Oh my god, wait, I'm covering it. Sorry. The yellow one is so cute. Look at it. Like the color gradient is really nice. And then the blue one is also like really unique with the dots like becoming tinier and like fading. And then like the lighter color belly. Cool stuff. They're really cool like prints and stuff.
220 to 180
or not prints, but color combinations.
And since then, frogs have evolved to live spread the fuck out at the tops of trees at high elevations, in desert sands, but all still.
This one is so silly. It has a funny looking butt. Don't ask why I know it has a silly looking butt, but like it has a silly looking butt.
Rely on that precious water for their skin and other things. And that's not to say that other things don't rely on water. Obviously, everything alive
Kitty
needs water in one way or another. Don't do an all lives need water in the comments, please. This video is about frogs only. The largest frog alive that we know of is the Goliath frog, which can get to about a foot long. Oh my goodness.
What does Goliath mean? Does it mean big? Because that surely is a Goliath frog. The Gylothiest of the Gylothiest frogs ever seen. If the word means big. If it doesn't, ignore whatever I just said. I have no clue. It means large, yes? Okay, yeah, then I stand on business. 10 toes down on what I said. Yes.
Weigh about 7 pounds. And the largest to ever exist that we know of actually wasn't that much bigger.
Oh my goodness. What is this one? Beelzebufo. It looks like it could be in like Star Wars or something. I don't know. I feel like it would suit a role in Star Wars. It looks so interesting.
Bufo, alive about 70 million years ago in what is now Madagascar. They got to about 16 inches long and weighed about 10 pounds. So, not crazy size, but still likely large enough to take down small little reptiles and maybe even baby dinosaurs alive during that time. So there seems to be some sort of restriction to the maximum frog size limit. But the minimum frog size limit is almost non-existent.
I'm gonna have to shrink between the molecules to get in there.
But I'm gonna save that for the end of the video because I want to go in depth on the smallest frog to ever exist. that we know of. What I would rather do right now, really quick, is a super quick general rundown of the frog life cycle. I know we learned this shit
please
in
give us the
kindergarten,
cycle.
but it's easy to forget shit you learned in kindergarten because you look back and realize half the memories you have are made up, like a crazy dream you had about an elephant-sized spider that you thought was real.
What?
It wasn't. Or your imaginary friend named Max, who was some sort of bear cat.
Did you guys ever have imaginary friends? Do let me know in the comments. And also to my Twitch chat, let me know now. Did you guys have imaginary friends growing up? We listen, we don't judge. We listen, we don't judge. There's a judge-free zone. Still have? Oh. Oh. Interesting, Lou. We listen, we don't judge. I had one when I was little. Yeah. I don't think I ever had though, personally. I didn't. Even during the times I didn't have friends, I also didn't have imaginary friends. I was just alone. And I was like, parents, give me siblings now. Give me siblings. And then I got siblings. And then, yeah, so, yeah. Looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong? No, nothing. We listen, we don't judge. We listen, we don't judge. Don't worry. It's okay. I had that one that would run on rooftops as I would ride in the car. That seems so interesting to have. I wish I had that like experience. I feel like it would be cool to talk about. I don't know if I'd be perceived as insane if I mentioned it as an adult, but like if I say when I was a kid, I you know, had imaginary friends that did this, they'd be like, oh, kids, imagination, you know? But yeah, I never had those. Never had imaginary friends. Only one I had, and it went away when I was about 6. Aww. Did you cope well after? How did the coping process look like? Was it just another day afterwards, or were you like sad? But yeah, YouTube comments, do let me know about your experiences with imaginary friends when you were younger, or like Lou's case, when even now in adulthood, if you still do have imaginary friends. We listen, we don't judge.
That was like 6 feet tall and wore a red sweatshirt and a hat. So let me just run through it real quick. So frogs generally reproduce via external fertilization, i.e. they do not bang. Generally the female will release eggs into a body of water, then the male releases.
Looking at this picture, did y'all see on TikTok there was this dude that like had like a frog ecosystem and released like a bajillion frogs into his community, pretty much committing, what is it called? Environmental warfare or something like that? Like, why would you do that? Why did you think releasing that many baby frogs was a good idea? He like was hosting them in this like his backyard pool or something. What made you want to do this? I just don't understand. Eco-terrorism. Yeah, that word. Thank you. That was crazy.
Sperm to fertilize them, just tossing shit around, hoping for the best. And a lot of things can go wrong when you do that. So a popular solution in the frog community to increase accuracy is to get into a mating position called amplexus, where the male piggybacks the female and fertilizes the eggs as she releases them. Males are usually small. They are the little guys. So they do the piggybacking. So
you're just a little fella. The male ones are just a little fella.
Fertilized eggs are in the water, in numbers, in like the thousands, in a little egg clump that has this nutritious jelly to protect the eggs and also keep them.
It kind of looks like caviar. Do you guys ever have caviar? How does caviar taste like?
Moist. Kind of looks like chia pudding, but it's not. Do not eat it.
No, I don't think I will.
During this
stage,
chia
seeds.
You can't tell the difference between a frog spawn and a chia pudding. Chia seeds do not have tails. Okay, then the eggs hatch into tadpoles, and they get equipped quick with gills. The tail gets longer and stronger, and the hind limbs
like a fancy food.
Out. The lungs develop, and then skin grows
Oh,
over.
you're allergic to fish. I've had it twice. It had a strange texture. I don't really do well with textured food. It's like very few that I'm like fine with, but like yeah, textured food. A little scary to me.
Over the gills. Gills are donezo. After several weeks or a few months or so, the tadpoles develop into froglets. Yes, froglets.
Especially if it's like a little like slimy or whatever. I for sure can't do it. That's why I will never eat like oysters and stuff like that. I just can't do it. Like just looking at it, I can't physically do it. It's salty and tastes fishy. It's somehow buttery and it's rich. Yeah, I don't think I'd like caviar.
is a real thing, and they are as cute as they sound.
Froglets.
Baby frog
Cute.
phase, they kind of hang out around land. Their tail shortens, their front and back limbs are fully formed, and they stay this way for a while until they develop into adult frogs. And this is all generally. This is like the general frog blueprint. There are always exceptions.
got the blueprint.
I'm not speaking for all frogs, just the stereotypical frog. Also, real quick, you might have heard that frogs breathe through their skin. That's because they technically
Wait, they
have
do?
respiratory tools. Their lungs that they use while bopping around
Their
the
mouth?
lungs, the lining of their mouth when they are resting, and when they're fully submerged in water. That's why you might have also heard
Really?
people talking about being careful when you handle frogs, or better yet, not handling them at all. Skin is very important for everything that has skin, of course, but they've got even more shit going on with their skin. So just be mindful of the frog's skin. All right, let's get into the frogs. Starting off with a fan favorite frog, the desert rain frog, found on the coast of South Africa and
It's so silly. Look at him. Look at that face.
Namibia. They love sand, especially wet sand. because they are frogs.
Look at it.
So they tend to be
They're just
found in areas
hiding.
with a lot of sea fog, not frog, which keeps the ground wet, makes the sand stick to them. Then the frogs can absorb the wet through their bellies. Sea fog for the frogs. Desert rain frogs are about 2.5 inches long max, which is for
Look at
reference about
this
the size of a
one.
standard American billiard ball, or even small. They use their short, squat legs to dig through the
Don't
wet
they
sand.
like scream or something? They don't ribbit. They like screech almost. Or am I thinking of the wrong thing?
And dig deeper to new wet sand if their sand dries out. And despite looking like a squeaky toy, they actually have a distinct bellow that has often been described as a warrior's call.
Yeah, like this. This sound. Okay, I was right. Let's go. Oh my
Extremely
god, that was
chilling and
loud.
formidable. Another fan favorite, actually the cousin to the desert rain frog. It's the, you guessed it, black rain frog, also known as the avocado that had a bad.
Why he looks sad? He said, I didn't get food, I didn't get rain, feels bad. Why is it doing that face?
The Eeyore of the rain frog genus. Rather than the sandy shores the desert rain frog calls home, the black rain frog prefers the shrublands of the western and eastern Cape provinces in South Africa. And I couldn't
Sad
find any videos of
avocado
what they
frog,
sound
you're
like,
so
I'm gonna
right,
take a
they look
wild
like
guess, so they
avocado.
probably sound like this.
Oh my god. Just found a video of what they sound like. Thank you, sir editor. Let me hear. It's even better. My ears. Oh,
Understandable.
oh my god, editor man,
Moving on
you're
to a
killing
whole
my
other
ears.
category of frog I think that
Please.
you will like. The Amazon milk frog. For reasons I can't explain, they look very
Ooh, it looks so cool. Very interesting color combo, but it works so well. I'm not sure how I feel about the unevenness of the lines, but hey, shout out to it. It looks
very
cool
refreshing
still.
to me. You know, like refreshing in a way of Baja.
Look at the tongue. The color on the
For
tongue is
reasons I
really
can't
nice
explain, they look
too.
very refreshing to me. You know, like refreshing
Whoa, I love that shade of blue. That's so nice.
in a way a Baja Blast looks refreshing. Very thirst quenching, like a beach in a video
So,
game. The Amazon milk frog. is
Amazon
found
milk
in
frog? No, no, no.
Amazon.
Baja
rainforests. You get their
Blast
other name,
frog?
milk,
Yes,
not because
sir.
they're drinkable, unfortunately, but because they ooze a
Unfortunately.
milk-like
Is this a baby one? So cute.
poisonous substance when threatened.
Nice.
Spend the majority of
Nice.
their life in the trees. They got those
Nice.
big toe pads for climbing, and luckily, being a small little guy in the Amazon rainforest means it's fairly easy to find a tree cavity filled with water to conduct business in. Males will call out for the females in a water cavity on a clear night. If he's lucky, the female will come, toss her eggs in, he'll fertilize them, and they dip. Alright, the next one on our lineup is probably as alien as frogs can get, but still very cool, and I think that you will like them. The glass frogs. A family of
Ooh,
tree
pretty.
frogs.
So pretty. Look at the color on the like the what do you call them? The little feet? The little toe feet. And then like the way it blends with the green. That's really nice. And then the dots. The dots are so cool too.
Forests of Central and South America. And as their name suggests, some of the members of this family have a glassy
so
appearance,
pretty.
i.e. translucent undersides. So
They're
much
called
so that you can see
toepads?
their internal organs.
Oh, please never show us a bottom view like that ever again with no warning. That looks insane. Why are you giving us like a X-ray? X-ray? An X-ray of little homie. Why?
The appearance, i.e. translucent undersides. So
Free
much so that
X-ray,
you can see their
literally.
internal organs, which is nuts. They're one of, if not the only animals on land with this glassy characteristic that we know. And this is
Whoa.
obviously a great quality to have. I would say they're probably not the only ones, because the other ones that probably exist have not been found yet because they look invisible. The translucency of the frog's undersides allows them to
Good point.
appear lighter or darker, depending on the shade of green the frog is set upon. And their legs have even more of a blending effect. The outline of the frog kind of becomes muddy, almost to the point where you have to know a frog is there to even start looking for it. This technique is known as edge diffusion, which is exactly how it sounds. The edges are diffused. You can't see shit. You can't see one thing standing out from another. It's not exactly camouflage, but more of a camouflage enhancement. This not only
just a
works
blur
for
effect,
birds and
extra
other
blurring.
predators in the Amazon rainforest, but also humans too. In 2020, scientists had a group of people look at computer-generated pictures of these glass frogs with varying levels of translucency and try to find the frogs as fast as possible. They had the hardest time with the frogs that had the same degree of translucency as the glass frogs. We are but another predator in the rainforest.
That makes sense.
We get fooled as well. This next one holds a very special place in my heart as it is the icon of Puerto Rico. Despite my appearance,
Puerto Rico.
I'm half Puerto Rican. I also don't speak a lot of Spanish, but I have loved this frog since the first time I visited Puerto Rico when I was 6. This frog I speak of is the coqui, named after the sounds of the male's calls, which sound like this. Cute as fuck. So the co and the key are kind of done
a bird.
calls, which sound like this. Cute as fuck.
Whoa, that's a frog sound. And the name is so cute. It's coqui. It reminds me of coquette, you know, just very demure. It's just missing like a bow on its head or something. Coqui being coquette, making coquette sounds. Very cutie sounds.
Named after the sounds of the male's calls, which sound like this. Cute as fuck. So the ko and the ki are kind of done separately. The ko more for establishing territory, kind of more directed at other males, keeping males out of their business, while the ki attracts the ladies. There's 16 different species on the islands, and they all do these calls at different times of the day, and they are 1 to 2 inches long. They also have super big toe pads, which definitely adds to them being cute as fuck. And these help navigate the trees and plants they reside in. They're not really attached to water as much as their other frog brethren. They lay their eggs in the trees and on plant leaves, and kind of got rid of the tadpole stage. They just hatch as a full-on frog. Abundance on this island by far is the common coqui. And when I say abundant, I mean abundant. The U.S. Forest Service listed their estimated density at over 20,000 individuals per hectare, which is unfathomable. So at night, you can hear their calls all over the island. And I don't mean like they're at a distance. I mean they are right outside your window.
Coqui?
They're accompanying you on your walk to the convenience store, and Puerto Ricans love it. It's a really cozy and nostalgic sound, especially for Puerto Ricans who grew up there and left. There's no other animal cherished as much as the coqui in Puerto Rico. Coquis elsewhere, though, is a different story. As you would expect from a small, abundant, and often elusive creature, the coquis have made it to a different island, or group of islands. Yeah, Hawaii. They hitchhiked on plants all the way across the world to an island that is literally perfect for them. A lovely tropical climate with no natural competition or predators, and insects served on a silver platter to feast on. And Hawaii soon became Coqui City. They took it the fuck over, with populations reaching 55,000 individuals per hectare in some areas, double the density that they have in Puerto Rico. And Hawaiians do not like this.
Aww.
While some people have accepted the noise and have learned to drown it out, others describe the sound as deafening and infernally evil hellspawn that must be proactively and aggressively destroyed. The Hawaiian government describes it as a loud, incessant, and annoying call from dusk to dawn. They are, if you haven't guessed already, an invasive species there. I would love to hear your experience if you've been in an area with coquis like this, so let me know your opinion.
On my way to Coqui City.
On to the tiniest frog in our lineup, who unfortunately doesn't have a common name yet, so I'm gonna leave it up to you. It's called Pitafrenia amurensis, and Nat Geo called it
I don't even want to say that. I don't want to say that.
a fly-sized beast. So maybe for now we're gonna call it the beast. The beast gets to about 7.7 millimeters long on average.
Oh my god, it's so tiny.
And also possibly the smallest vertebrate. But there is a male anglerfish, species Photocornis spinoceps, that is slightly smaller. I want to say in the 6 to 7 millimeter range. But it's just the male anglerfish. So I don't know if that really counts. They are at best a growth on the underside of a female. I guess technically that counts. I don't know. Which really begs the question, what are these heinous mysteries of the deep that people fear about deep sea exploration? Seems like the animals are not so much bigger than you can imagine, but smaller than you can imagine. A 6 millimeter long fish. Absolutely twisted. Anyway, back to the beast, which is very much on land, in wet leaf litter on the island of New Guinea. It seems as though they might have evolved to access the untapped meat market of mega small invertebrates that no one eats because they're too small, i.e. mites. The beast is very much capable of eating mites, and you know what? I'm happy for them. And I hope they make you ponder what other mega tiny animals are waiting to be discovered.
Oh my god, it's so small.
There's one in the right now. And before I end the video, I want to
why did I
talk
look
about a group
behind
I
me?
used to volunteer with when I was 19,
why did she do that?
called the Lovejoy Foundation. They're a no-kill animal shelter in Inglewood, California.
Good video, good video. Shout out to Miss Nikole.
For us to learn. See ya.
Good stuff. Learned a lot about frogs. Very, very cute ones. Very pretty ones. Very interesting oh my god, why can't I can't say that word. X-ray ones. And I learned that they don't do the deed. So yeah, good to know. Good to know. The sounds they were making, yo, the editor was going crazy on the sound remixing. It triggered my headache even more, but overall funny sounds, funny creatures. We like it, Picasso. And yeah, I really like this video by Nikole, so I'll probably check out more of her videos. Thank you for the recommendation. Make sure you let me know down in the comments which of these frogs was your favorite. And if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye!